At Bromwich and Smith, we hope you haven't heard of us, because we hope you haven't had to deal with mounting debt. But if you are starting to feel debt's pressure, our hope is to provide you with hope. Bromwich and Smith is a licensed insolvency trustee committed to providing debt relief. To learn about consumer proposals, a flexible, federally protected alternative to bankruptcy, visit bromwichandsmith.com, spelt BROMWICH and smith.com.
Lie about everything. They all got secret money, and they're all doing the exact one fucking thing that the husband says not to do when he goes to work.
Yep.
That's the first thing they fucking do as soon as the door closes, and then they get caught and they fuck it all up, and he's got to pay out a bunch of money. That was all Lucy. That's the whole concept of the show, is I'm going to fucking lie to my husband about everything, and it's going to cost him a tremendous amount of money.
Constantly.
And that was hilarious comedy. Best show ever made. Except for the honeymooners, where it's just fucking domestic violence every week for half an hour.
The one thing I could never understand about that show is like the best episode, which is where they were making those like little chocolate rum ball things.
On Lucy?
Yeah, I could never understand. Where did they come up with the idea, the money, the know-how, and the skill to set up a fucking conveyor belt?
What?
Like, I mean, even back then, that shit wasn't cheap. And it's not exactly like you just go to the corner store and buy a fucking conveyor belting system. You know what I mean?
You know how fucking subversive it was for her to have a Cuban husband, though?
Well, yeah, no, that was a big deal.
That was cool as shit. And he was not, like, cool in real life. Like, he wasn't popular. Because he was fucking Cuban and they were communists.
Yeah, that's right.
You had the Cuban Missile Crisis going on. There's a good idea. Let's put a Cuban man on the #1 fucking sitcom. That'll go over great.
But it did, ironically, because he was a safe Cuban.
Actually, the old there's an old they started on the radio, and if you can ever hear those old radio shows, if you can hear theirs, it's actually really fucking funny.
Is it really? I had no idea.
There's another one I really loved. Those used to be on every night, and there's one I really liked called Our Miss Brooks, and it must have been just fucking crazy at the time. But it's like this teacher, and she's divorced. She's like young and she's really hot, and she's divorced. Like all her students have a crush on her and shit. But you just think in like the 50s and 60s, you couldn't be divorced. That must have been a crazy cool show. Like,
yeah, no doubt.
And fucking Groucho Marx had a bunch of game shows.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, I knew that.
It was
cool. You know, I was watching I love watching the Game Network. Because later at nights they show good movies with like not a whole lot of commercial breaks, and the commercials are always put in the best spots, not like in the middle of an action sequence, which is what this other show thing does.
That should be fucking mandatory, I think. But
I agree.
Like, some of those like cable networks, they just throw a commercial like if the show is 44 minutes and it's supposed to have 4 commercials, they just divide them evenly. It doesn't matter where.
Yeah.
Be right in the middle of like the Rocky IV speech.
Well, there's this one channel called Rewind. It's called Classic Rewind. So it's like all older movies in the sense, right? Like shit from like it's great because they show a lot of great movies on there. But the commercials are always put in the most inappropriate places. And when they're supposed to be like, certain movies even have that spot where a commercial will go in perfectly. They don't put it there ever. It's never. You see the spot, the scene fades out, then it comes in, it's a new scene, a different day or something like that. No, there's your perfect spot. No. We're going to wait until the middle of a car chase scene.
That's why I stress about it so much on our show. Like, I don't want to put it in like the middle of a cool rant or something.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Hey, you do the CERB thing, right?
Yeah.
You have to reapply every time?
Yeah. Well, not necessarily reapply, but you have to it's every 2 weeks you have to just basically go in and do it. It takes like 5 minutes. If you earned any money, you just have to say how much you earned in each week. And then, because what I did with mine, because I got a bunch of payments in July, if I get CERB for August, I'm not going to receive anything for August because I received money for July.
Gotcha.
So they sent me an extra check. So they sent me the check to cover July. So I have extra money. And then next month, so this month, I'm not going to get fuck all out of them.
I'm just they extended it again.
Yeah, it's until October 1st, I think.
19th. They extended
October
it again.
19th? Oh, Jesus.
But I got the one check. I'm going for another. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I'll just keep taking them. As long as they keep giving them, I'll take them.
Well, you should have received a letter from them that has an access code.
No, I didn't get that shit.
That you're supposed to get like before you got or just after you got your first check. They would still send you that sometime. No. And that's got your access code. Without that access code, you can't do anything.
That's not true. I couldn't have applied for the first time without the access code then.
No. The first time you do it and you apply, and then they send you, because they set your account up, and then on that one, but every time when you go to log in to update your account, like to update what you're doing, what you've done for the previous 2 weeks or whatever, that's when they ask for your access code.
Yeah, but you're not me.
Oh, no, I'm not.
You don't have the BC Services app. And
no, I do not.
It just you can log into any of your government accounts, CRA, like federal or provincial. Just by clicking a button.
See, mine said it had the option. If you set yourself up for the direct payment, you can just log in with basically through your bank. Nope, never can. I always got to use the access code every time. So I'm like, whatever. So one piece of paper I always keep handy is every time I got to use a fucking thing.
Be sure you're still eligible. Of course I'm still eligible. Why would I be applying if I wasn't eligible?
Nope, not eligible anymore.
Oh, it says reapply every 4 weeks.
Is it every 4?
I'm fucking applying right now. Son of a bitch. Return or repay a payment. Yeah, everyone clicks on that one. Oh, I got this government money by mistake. I'd like to repay it as soon as possible. No.
So I'm glad I didn't send that money back because I wouldn't be getting any at all. I'd be right screwed. Remember when I was worried about that?
Oh yeah, no, you're screwed anyway.
Yeah. Not as screwed.
Not as screwed. Keep getting your payments. How do I keep getting it? Fuck you. I better not do this. Let's do a show. Okay. I thought this was like an easy thing I could do. I forget how I did it last time. It was like 2 questions. They're like, apply for CERB. I'm like, yes. They're like, do you need CERB? I'm like, yes. They're like, checks in the mail.
Yeah, well, that was basically it for the beginning.
This is Eric and
you read one, like I said, there's like 5 questions or something like that. And if you have nothing to fill in, you got nothing to fill in. But if you do, then you got to fill in the cash amount.
Never have anything to fill in. Hi there. Happy Thursday. August 13th, 2020. I'm Eric, talking at you once again from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, where I had a good intro and I don't fucking remember it now. It was damn funny, though. I'll think of it in a few minutes. Hi, guys. Sorry, I had something and I totally don't. It has been such a fuck show of a day. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading our show, guys. That is absolutely super cool. Our numbers are just like, I thought for a while I was getting disappointed with our numbers, but no longer.
All types of happy now. So
very, very big thanks to everybody for your engagement. I really appreciate it. Kick off the show right away before I say hi to Gord. I want to say, hey, history doesn't care about your optimism on the History Uncensored podcast. Haven't listened to that one yet. Looking forward to it. Hey, Gord.
Hey, Eric.
What's going on, buddy?
Not a whole lot of fuck all. Still sick of this fucking heat bullshit. Wish that would stop.
Yeah. I don't because I'm not looking forward to cold. It's already getting to that time of year where you got to start thinking about cold.
Oh, it can't get here fast enough.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Minus fucking 50. Come on, baby.
So I am, for the uninitiated, I'm back in a motel again. Here's
Yep.
something that I have denied recently, and I hate myself. But there's one rule out of all the rules I give you guys on this show. There's one rule that doesn't change. It's the one thing in life. People say death and taxes. No, that shit can change. There's one thing in life that never, ever changes. Ever. It's totally reliable. If something seems too good to be true, it absolutely fucking is every goddamn time.
Yep. 100%.
And for the last 2 months, I've been chasing this fucking carrot on a stick. And look at me now. I bought myself another week anyway. So you have me for a week, and then who knows? I'll probably die in a gutter somewhere. Or COVID. I don't know. Something.
COVID.
I'm revamping our website, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know. So check out ericandgord.live later on, after today. It'll be different. Anyone who's ever gone there, which is, I think, me and 3 other people. Other than that, I don't have a hell of a lot to tell you guys about. That's it. Hey, buy my book. It's on Amazon.com. It's called The Only Bad Thing That Ever Happened at the Bourbon Hotel. It is $9.99 in America. And I've had 2 requests to start working on an audio version, so I believe I will be doing that soon.
That's awesome.
So the audio book will be available there on the Kindle. Amazon.com.ca.uk. Whatever the fuck, wherever you are, it's for sale in your country, and I get paid in your dollars. So please, check it out. It's a good little book. I held it today for the first time ever.
I saw the picture.
Yeah, it was my friend Tracy's. I'm not going to buy one. When the fuck would I buy my book? I know what it's about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you know how that one ends, eh?
I'm like, I just looked. I'm like, because it's $13 in Canada. I'm like, I'm not giving $13 to that guy.
Fucking E. Brendan Hunt. What the hell is that?
Right? I got to change that too, apparently. I've been warned. You can't use that name. Pretty sure I can.
I'm pretty sure I'm fucking going to.
Before we get on to a bunch of news I don't believe in, I want to let the world know, you wouldn't believe I'm in a motel in lovely Lake Country, British Columbia, which is actually just Winfield, but they changed it to Lake Country, but nobody really changed it. So if you say Lake Country, people look at you weird. I don't know what the fucking thing is out here. BC's a fucked up place. I am in a smoking hotel room.
I still can't believe that exists. That's so cool.
I haven't done it yet, but I'm planning on it. I'm very. It's like I just can't. Like I keep looking at the first thing I walk in the room. It smells like shit. By the way, everybody, if you've never had the pleasure of a smoking room, you'll never know this smell. It's terrible, and I love smoking. I'm a very consummate smoker, and I hate this smell. It's terrible. But it was really weird walking in and seeing an ashtray. It's just something you don't see anymore.
Very true.
And there's just an ashtray in the middle of the table, and I was like, no fucking way. It's like legit a smoking room.
Interesting fact about smoking, by the way, for you. And this, I just learned this today. I thought this was fascinating.
It actually has vitamin C in it, and they've been wrong all these years.
There's that.
That would be.
But if
you've
ever been on,
it wasn't cigarettes this whole time that was causing cancer. It was just like being shitty to your kids or something.
Yeah. Every time you hit your kids, you get a little piece of cancer in you.
It wasn't the cigarettes. They cure COVID.
This is American specifically, because the Canadian flights don't have this. But on American flights, every single American airline has an ashtray in the bathroom. And that ashtray has to be there. Even though you're not allowed to smoke, you can't smoke anywhere, anything else, it has to be there. And every 3 months, or if the seal gets broken on, there's like a little seal thing on it. If that seal gets broken, then it has to be replaced within 2 weeks. Otherwise, the plane is grounded.
They, when they first instituted the no smoking rules here in British Columbia, in bars and restaurants, there was still a thing in the fire code where if you lit up, If you just defiantly lit up, they had to bring you an ashtray.
Yes.
It was like a fire code thing. So that's how they got away with it for like an extra year.
Yep.
They just told their clients, their like patrons about it, and that's what they did. Because a lot of restaurants didn't want that no smoking rule. I like it, frankly. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, agreed. I'm fine with it.
It's just a thing. Like one day they said, you know, that's why with the masks and the hand sanitizer and all that shit. It's like one day they just said, okay, you can't smoke anymore, and we all went, okay, well, where do we go? You know,
yeah,
you go outside there, okay, and we just did that, and that was just, and there was none of this fucking talk, none of this. Oh, it's a violation of my rights. It's this and that. No, they just said something, and we went, all right, that's how that is now.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't get with this masks and hand sanitizer and stuff. Oh, you can't make me do that. Yeah, no, fuck off. That's just how it is now. That's
it's in the Constitution. You can't make me do this. Oh, shut up.
Hey, no, it's not me. Yes, we can. I don't like it. I don't like the masks. I think they're stupid. They fucking dry out my throat. My nose is constantly full of shit. I'm always picking my nose, and I hate the masks. They're stupid, and they don't do anything for anybody. They just make you feel better, but they're fake security. I think they're stupid, but am I going to do it? But fuck yeah. If I want to go to the Zeller's fucking cafe or whatever, I don't think that still exists. But
no. Zeller's doesn't exist, but
it's hand in hand with no shoes, no shirt.
Yep.
You don't want to. You want to go in and buy your Slurpee? You got to put on a fucking shirt. Now it's a mask.
Yeah.
No different than the shirt. Same thing. I don't get why people
just
are
much smaller.
People are like, I got a fucking. No, fuck. That's the rule.
You're a sheep if you wear one. Yeah, whatever.
Smoking room. Yeah, whatever. So what? I'm a sheep. I'm a sheep. I'm a sheep who got his haircut this month. And you're a sheep who didn't. And you look like a shaggy fucking sheep. And I'm going to have sex with a girl tonight. Whatever. Go be a not sheep. Like those guys who are like, first of all, what are you if you're not a sheep? You're not a fucking wolf, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, wolves work in packs. They work together as a team. You're not working as a team.
Have you ever gone and seen a flock of sheep? They're like the happiest fucking carefree critters on the planet. They're all smiling. They're always smiling, just farting and walking around happy. Not a care in the world. I don't think there's anything that bad. Like I used to say, don't insult sheep that way. It's mean. Calling us all sheep because we're retarded and they're not. But you ever look at them? There's some happy fucking animals. Sheep got it right. They just wander. They don't care. You just cut their hair and they like it. That's their whole life. Just getting sheared and fucking eating grass.
Do you know what happens if a sheep doesn't get what's the proper term? Shorn? Is that right? Did they even do that right? I think that was right.
I think it's shorn.
It would kill them.
It can.
It will. It could eventually kill them if they don't get shorn. Shaved.
Because what happens is they walk around and then it rains and they absorb all the fucking rain and drown.
You know, I've never actually heard that reasoning, but that makes way more sense than the truth.
Yeah, they don't want to tell you the truth. Eric and Gord will always bring you the truth. And that is it. You don't even have to look it up because that's just true. I should start an online, like an alternative school for home learning. Like, that would be awesome. Just my own, where I teach the truth. Like, our truth.
Our truth.
Bears.
What do they call it? Alternative facts?
Bears eat 1 million salmon a year. But attacks by salmon on bears are much less frequent. That would be sheep absorb. If you threw all the unshorn sheep in the ocean, it would dry up.
It would dry up all the oceans. It'd make fishing easier.
I want to have all the salt removed from the ocean because I think it's giving the fish high blood pressure.
So funny.
I am going to start an online course and teach your kids. Might as well. For the shit they're learning anyway, they might as well learn my shit.
Yeah, it's going to be no more damaging than what they're teaching, that's for sure.
That is for sure. Let me jump ahead before we get on to the news. That was fun. That was a good talk. You're not supposed to do the banter at the beginning of the show, and we've done it for the last 3. I hope it's working. If it's not, send me an email, ladyanttheblowyeretards@gmail.com or gwynethpaltrowsvagina@gmail.com, whichever you prefer. The Sum It Up podcast breaks down TV shows, movie reviews, and entertainment in an easily digestible and relatable way.
I like to digest.
The Summit Podcast. The Sum It Up podcast. Listen, guys, TV's already in the most relatable, palatable, digestible way. That's what TV is. You can't get more digestible. It's fucking pablum.
It's true.
But you guys,
I spoon feed myself fucking shitty TV shows all night.
but it sounds like a good podcast, and I think everyone should listen to it. Right after you listen to all 251 episodes of Eric and Gord, what if we're right?
Exactly.
Very cool that people are still sending in your podcast. Keep it up, guys. Maybe send me an email or something, though, and, say hi.
Yeah.
We
absolutely.
We got a lot of friends out there. Our Twitter friends have increased quite a bit because of this latest advertising drive. So tons of fun for me. I'm loving it.
Very cool.
Speaking of Twitter, they banned Trump. Finally.
No, did they actually ban him, or are they just still pulling out everything he posts?
I think they've kind of told him not to anymore. I don't know if it's like an outright ban, but I think it's like, hey, why don't you just fucking cool your jets? They're a big shooter.
Because Twitter, that Twitter account has officially been labeled as White House, like a form of the White House, basically. So I don't know if they actually could directly ban him.
Well, they could. They could directly ban anybody they want. He could also go on as fucking Iron Balls McGinty and just start his own another account.
That's true.
He
would, though. He'd just go under Donald Trump again anyways.
Oh, yeah, he would.
Has to have his name on it.
Yeah, I'm Donald Trump. Totally different guy.
Donald Trump.
I've got 6 of them. One of them's a French guy. I don't remember his name.
Oh. It's gross. That's just gross.
I don't even know how many Facebook accounts I have. I got Tara. I got Tara's cousin. I got there's another French guy on there. I don't remember his name.
Which one was the one that you fucked with me with? Was that Tara?
That was Tara, yeah.
That was Tara, yeah.
Tara,
that was genius.
Tara, what the fuck? Tara, I don't remember her name now. Tara Planis, yeah, it's Flat Earth.
Tara Planis, that's it. Yeah, that's right.
Latin for Flat Earth.
And never knew that.
It was clever. She's good stuff. I wonder how she's doing. And now there's a new one. I'm not saying whose it is, but there's a new one that I may or may not be involved with.
I like the new one.
But I'm not revealing my secret identity on this one. I think that's why all my cool shit doesn't go viral, is because people learn it's me. So this one I'm keeping on the DL. I never keep anything on the DL. This is my
no, you don't.
This is my first attempt to DL something. I like it.
And we both know that one of the two of us are gonna fuck that up. So
is DL still cool? Or is there a new thing? What's the new thing, ladies and gentlemen? That tell me.
DL has to be right because it's an abbreviation of a stupid word. So
yeah, but I mean,
it has to be
changed?
correct.
Like people. I still
on the down low.
I use sick all the time, and people.
So do I.
Young people laugh at me. Things aren't sick anymore, but I'm not allowed to say fire. Apparently, I had a 14-year-old tell me that.
Things are fire.
Oh yeah, fire. That's a thing.
That's the thing.
That's the thing with the kids now, and I said it because my friends have a 14-year-old son, and he said something to me, and I was like, "Dude, that's fire," and he's like, "Don't ever say that again."
Why? Do you realize how stupid you sound? It's fire. It's fire. That's so fire.
Well, but we sound any better saying dope and sick and fucking. Doesn't matter. You just make up a word, whatever your generation. Doesn't matter. By the time my daughter's that age, it'll be like, "Oh, that's turkey" or something. Fucking pillowcase.
It's gobble, man. That's gobble. You can't
that's how you end up with izzle.
For shizzle my nizzle izzle.
Ding dong, man. Ding dong, yo.
So good. Oh man.
So, yeah, whatever. Let me know what the new thing is for DL. I'm sure there's some new. I'm sure DL's not cool anymore.
Yeah.
That's it. What's going on in the world? I have no idea. I read a little bit this morning, but it's nothing that I would talk about on the show. It's just horrible, pointless garbage.
Yep. Well, I'm just going to be adding to that because that's all there is.
COVID, quote unquote, facts.
Well, the first one I'm going to start off with. Normally, I would end with this, but I can't stop looking at it, so I just got to start with it. The U.S. government says that Yale University, right, is illegally discriminating against white and Asian American applicants.
Absolutely, always have been.
The Ivy League University is discriminating the university that is built and designed for rich white people is discriminating in the 2-year investigation by the Department of Justice. They found that it breached civil rights law in its undergraduate admissions process.
We are on the way out.
Yep.
Things are going to be discriminating against. Actually, I just tried to apply for UBC today, but I gave up halfway through. But I was like, wait a minute, I don't have a student ID? Fuck, I'll just apply.
Why not?
So I was going to apply as a mature student. And then they couldn't question me being on campus until the application gets denied in January. Would have been perfect.
That's true.
Yeah, so what Yale's discriminating probably, I guarantee they probably are, but it's in their eyes it's what do you call it? The equal opportunity fucking, they're not discriminating against white people. It's just like for a while they got to let some other people in, for posterity's sake.
See, that's my question is this the result of the fact that people have forced businesses and schools and universities and all this other stuff to have more diversity? Is this what happens?
Well, yeah. Absolutely.
This is the end result, and this 100%. Is why I can't get a fucking job right now for that very fucking reason.
100%.
So you created this. Yale didn't create this. You created it.
No, yeah.
American people created this.
And that's the. It happens with everything. Of course it does. It has to. There's no other way it can go.
That's right.
It's idiotic.
Mm-hmm.
It's the policy. Half our staff has to be women. Well, what if half your staff's fucking shitty, and there's only good dudes? Like
doesn't matter.
It's got to be half women. Well, that's stupid. Put the best person for the position in the position. Don't this fucking. I'm all for equal opportunity and what's the fuck? What do they call it? That's not what they call it anymore. Affirmative action. That's
affirmative action. There it is.
I'm all for it, sure, absolutely, but only if it makes sense. Don't put someone in a job who's going to be terrible at that job just because they happen to be of a certain demographic.
Yeah,
that's idiotic.
Yeah.
But yes,
when you're going through applications, if a black kid's application comes across, you don't just throw it to the side because he's black. Make sure that he's a fit.
Yeah,
make sure absolutely. That the qualifications are there so they can do their job.
But you can't say, we need 75% black people this year, so go start with that, fill that, and then we'll see if we can fit in some white guys after.
Yeah.
Which is, I guarantee that's what's happening.
Yeah.
At Yale, and it'll happen at a lot of other places too, because it has to. There's no other way to do it.
Yeah.
And get the numbers up like you demand, half your staff has to be this. But you can't discriminate against anyone getting that number. Well, then it would take 75 years to get that number where you want it. It's a no-win situation.
Yeah.
But that's what these people want. These people don't want a winning situation. These Whole Food shoppers just want to tell you how to live your life. So it's, you have to hire everyone except white people. Oh, but you can't discriminate against white people. It's like, what do you want then? You just want to tell us what to do. You don't want a solution to anything.
That's right. That is absolutely right. I just Yale of all places. I just thought that's just fucking genius. Now keep in mind, in 2018, Trump wanted to scrap affirmative action.
He did. That's because he's very, very racist.
Yes. That's right. I mean, again, does it under the guise of, well, the right person for the right job. But
says
I just don't like anybody who's not white. That's all.
the right person for the right job being preached by the single wrongest person ever for his current job. There's no one on the planet more wrong for president. So for him to go and be like, "Oh, you got to hire the best person for the job," it's like, really? You think that's you should go with that one?
See, but I don't agree with you there. I do firmly believe that Trump is the right person for America. He's exactly what they deserve.
Well, there's some Americans that I feel don't. But this year, they're really not.
Yeah. As a whole, again, you can pull out all individuals all you want. But as a whole, as a nation, fuck you, America.
2020 has really proven, if anything, to be the year where a lot of the things I like to believe are true are turning out not to be.
That's true.
People are good to each other. People can do this. If you give them a chance, we'll be good. And everyone's just proving me fucking wrong at every opportunity. I'm like, being nice to each other is the easiest thing in the world. We'll all do it. No chance in fucking hell that's ever happening. I'm like, Americans are smart. They make good choices when they need to. They're not they're not dumb. They're all good, smart people. We misunderstand them. No. Very wrong. Or so they're leading me to believe now. I'm like, hey, Portland's the happiest place on earth. I'm going to move there and live with Michelle. I was going to move there in March of this year. And you fucking imagine if I actually had, like, I had the passport ready. Well, I was going to get it. What a thing. Hey, Gord, I'm moving to Portland in March. And then, hey, Gord, guess what? Portland's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's not even on the map anymore. It's just erased. It's just gone.
Maybe all this shit is happening in Portland because I didn't go. Now I feel bad.
Yeah, that actually kind of makes sense.
Hey, Michelle, if you're listening, give me a call and let me know what's going on down there.
Have you seen any "Where's Eric" signs? Just got to find out.
She freaked me out because as soon as COVID became real big in that area, she just disappeared. I'm like, oh no, that could be bad if I believe in that stuff. That would have been fucked if I moved there in March. Oh my god.
Well, you would have been. I don't even know what they would have done. Like, what did they do? What did they do with Canadian citizens? I mean, they held them there for a while.
Well, this was like before they shut down the border. I was gonna go. Like that hadn't happened yet, so I would have been all free and clear. I don't know what they did. I wasn't planning on coming back. I was just gonna hide there, so I don't know what they did with like illegal aliens. That's what I would have been.
Well, you didn't have kids, so they wouldn't bother with you because you don't have any kids to separate from you. So
after 6 months, you only get a 6-month visa.
Yeah.
So that would have been April, May, June, July, August. Oh fuck, that would have been next month. I would have been an illegal. When you think illegal, you think Mexican. So that's just true. And racist, but true. Stop lying. You don't think Canadian. You don't think all the illegal Canadians that are milling about down there.
No, not what you think of when you think of that.
There are probably many. But it's not like they want to sneak. We don't do stuff like that. We're like, I don't gotta renew shit. I'm good.
Yeah, it's fine. Fuck.
It'll be okay. I'll renew it when I go back. There's probably a letter in the mail for me when I get home. I gotta fill something out or something. We're fine.
Oh man.
So anyway, what's going on in the world other than Yale?
Well,
fuck you, Yale. Who gives a shit about Yale? I hope it burns. I'm gonna go fucking burn Yale to the ground. Fuck you, Ivy League bitch schools.
Remember when we talked about the president of Madagascar and saying that he had his herbal tonic that will stop COVID in its tracks?
I have no recollection of any such conversation.
We had such a laugh over this. Well, since he started promoting, this was about a month ago. Since he's been promoting this, saying this is going to cure COVID, this will fix everything, cases have quadrupled in the past month.
Oh, yeah.
They've had 13,000 infections, 162 deaths. It's spread to all but one of its 22 regions. Yeah, I just thought, I mean, if there's any reason to ever, take away the president or the leader of your nation, is when they stand up and say this will cure something, when they directly state this is the cure for this. And then when it miserably fails and proves that it doesn't, I think you've just lost 100% of all bit of credibility and you have to resign.
Totally disagree. Jury's still out on his stuff. I think people should keep taking it just to be on the safe side. And in the meantime, you can buy Dr. Hunty's COVID cure right here. Send me an email, gwynethpaltrowsvagina@gmail.com. And I will send you full instructions on how to pay me for your first shipment of my COVID treatment.
Well, just make sure you don't steal the name, because the name of this was called COVID Organics, is the name of it. Yeah.
No, that mine will not be. Mine will be something better than that. Sarsaparilla. Cove
Sarsaparilla. Love it. That's perfect. So, yeah. So there you go. Well, president of fucking Madagascar, you're a fucking idiot. Congratulations.
That's awesome. He'll die of COVID soon.
I certainly hope so.
That'd
That'd
be
just be
funny.
fantastic.
Ironic COVID deaths are the best. There's been quite a few where guys like, this is a conspiracy, and then 2 weeks later they die of COVID. COVID's not real, it's a conspiracy, and then they're dead. It's funny as shit to me.
It really is. Florida, there's a sheriff in Florida from Marion County Sheriff. His name is Billy Woods. He has banned staff from wearing the face masks while at work.
Well done, sir.
And he has also banned the order that he put in also includes anybody who visits the police station at any time. So
that just makes
forget
sense.
the fact that Florida is sitting at, I think Florida's the highest in the U.S.
You know what? Remember when heat was going to stop this?
And considering the heat waves we've been dealing with, no.
Right? Remember heat was going to cure it all? Maybe it'll be Russia. Sorry. Yeah, Florida, go. I want to follow suit with what Florida's doing. They're doing everything right. They have been the whole time.
Absolutely. All you need is some shit water and no masks, and you'll be fine.
Actually, if you go back to the early days, you can hear Trump praising Florida on what they're doing.
That's right.
Fuck.
It's so good. And the best thing is you got to see the picture they put up of this guy. It's amazing. And he goes, I am fully aware of the controversy. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Stop wearing a mask.
He's right. Yeah, I say make it your choice. It's I can't stress enough. I'm pro-choice. You want to wear a mask? Wear a mask. I don't give a fuck what you do. But making it mandatory, I think, is ridiculous. And there are certain cases in which it can compromise your health. And I won't be surprised if in like 2 years we start getting mask-related illnesses like lung infections, respiratory distress. That you'll find out it was caused by wearing masks.
Yep.
I promise
I won't be surprised in the slightest.
Some new condition is Mascapella streptococcolarius or something. I don't know. And it'll be it's caused by wearing masks. And people will be like, ah.
I just have one simple thing. I say if you choose not to wear a mask, That's all I'm saying. And if you get up and start yelling in my face, I have every right to throat punch you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To make you just stop spitting in my face.
I don't know why someone would just get up and spit in your face, but
well, people are just getting up and yelling in people's faces for all types of stupid shit right now.
Never happens to me.
No.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. If you get in my bubble, I've been a personal bubble guy for a long time. I don't like a lot of closeness.
Yeah.
So I'm no, and I don't hesitate to, like, I'm not polite. I don't just back up and hope you don't follow me. I'm just fucking, hey, you're too close.
Back the fuck up.
Back up. Oh, I'm sorry. Is there something wrong? No, I just don't want you this close to me. Don't worry. It's not me. It's you.
Is there anything about this face that says, please come closer?
Right? No,
the fuck away from me.
So I'm all for the social distancing part. I like that part. The mask can't be mandatory. I bus transit here, August 24th. It's going mandatory. You can't get on a bus without a mask. I think it's stupid. But I think wearing clothing is stupid too, and I have to do that every day.
Oh man! Well, you talk about the overreacting of things. The Spanish region of Galicia.
The Spanish who and what now?
The Spanish region of Galicia.
I have no
Galicia. I have no idea.
I think
they
that's
have
on my inner thigh. I've got some Spanish Galicia.
I thought I dated her a couple years ago. I don't know. But they have effectively banned smoking in public places over concerns that increases the risk of COVID-19 transmission.
Absolutely correct. It does.
So you're not allowed to smoke in the streets or in any public places such as restaurants and bars, because they still allow that there, if social distancing is not possible.
But if it is, then it's cool to smoke?
But if it is, then it's technically cool to smoke.
You just have to be 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Or 2 meters, which makes more sense. Fucking use metric, you American bastards. I love you, all of you. I think Americans are great. Use metric. What the hell's the matter with you? 2 meters. Yeah, so, well, whatever. Good. Go smoke 6 feet away.
I just like to know, where did you come up with this? Like... Suddenly smoking causes fucking COVID now?
Well, because
they think that because of when you exhale, there's water droplets in your exhale, so therefore that's how people are going to die.
Of course. They're absolutely right in that there is water droplets in your exhale. Yeah. That's what makes the smoke smoky. Well, not the smoke part, but there's like a vapor in there.
Yeah.
They're totally right. And it probably does cause COVID. That's just as valid as anything else I've heard. So
that's just it.
I'm going with yep. They're right. Don't smoke.
All I know is that if there was any truth to that, because remember, this is one of the reasons why you can't smoke in these places, because secondhand smoke causes cancer. If that was true, do you understand how many non-smokers would have cancer? Every single human being on the planet would already have cancer. We'd all be dead already.
You don't know that they don't. A lot of non-smokers die from lung cancer. People don't like to admit that.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm not going to say that, but much like everything else they tell us, if it was as bad as they tell us it is.
Yeah, but no one thinks that. No one cares about cancer anymore. When in the last 8 months have you heard someone worried about cancer? That's just done.
I haven't heard anything about cancer since COVID started. That's the last time I heard
cancer anymore. It's not scary.
Nobody cares about anything anymore.
No,
that's
right.
Just
COVID. That's it.
Yeah,
there's no other illness. Like
there's no heart disease. There's no diabetes. There's no strokes. There's nothing.
I had a massive lung infection that went untreated because it wasn't COVID. And all my friends and family said, so what happened? I said, well, I was negative for COVID. Oh, thank God you're fine. No, I am not. That's not what was said there.
That's so fucking retarded. For all you know, you had pneumonia, but no, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter if it was pneumonia. Nobody's scared of pneumonia now.
Even though it kills more people than COVID, but that's okay.
There are 2 states of life: COVID and not COVID. And that's it. Nobody cares about taxes. Nobody cares about car accidents, drunk driving, nothing. It's just COVID or you're fine.
That's it.
I've got this knife in my throat. Did it have COVID on it? No, you're fine.
We'll only touch that if you test positive for COVID. Otherwise, get out.
Bleeding from my eyes. No, even Ebola is not frightening. Nobody cares about Ebola. That shit makes you bleed from your eye. Your organs melt and you die.
Yeah.
That's
and you
worse.
don't just bleed from your eyes. It'll bleed from just about anywhere.
Yeah, that's worse than COVID. In any day of the week, that's fucking way worse than COVID. But nobody cares anymore.
And it's got a huge... What's the death rate on that? It is huge.
Ebola was... We were at over 3,000 deaths the first time we talked about COVID ever. This year, there had already been 3,000 Ebola deaths.
So,
because I was tracking them
Yeah.
daily, Ebola to COVID. It was like the Ebola numbers were ridiculous because there was a big outbreak right after Christmas.
Yep. Well, Ebola has a mortality rate ranging anywhere from 22 to 88%.
That's in case you don't know Gord's big fancy talk. That means that's how many die.
Yes, that's right. The
88%.
The average fatality
die.
rate is 50%. That's the average is half the people who get it will die. That's the average.
50 to 88%.
Yeah.
Which
Nobody cares about that.
That adds up to 148%. In case you guys, 148% of people who get it die from it.
Nobody cares about that. But COVID, which sits at 0.02%, hey, we gotta.
That's how the network news does stuff, by the way. They do exactly what I just did there, and people go, yeah, I know, I heard it on the news.
Right? It's got to be true.
I just added the two numbers. That wasn't a real thing. And that's exactly what the news is doing. The news just, there's 8 new cases reported today. No, there wasn't. 8 people went to the hospital today. That's all that happened.
That's it. They walked in the hospital.
My mother just informed me about the 2 children that died of COVID. No child has died of it yet. No child. 576 kids worldwide have contracted the goddamn thing.
Yeah. There was one in the news they talked about. It was a 9-year-old girl, but she died of what the fuck
pneumonia,
was it?
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if it was pneumonia or something else. Yeah, but that's directly. She had although she tested positive, she did test positive for having COVID in her system. She wasn't symptomatic. She was already dying from fucking pneumonia. Yeah, it was just timing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this does attack in the same way that HIV attacks. So if you've got something like pneumonia, it will probably kill you if you get the COVID.
Yes. Yeah, it weakens your immune system without a doubt.
But that's just the way the world is now. It's COVID or nothing.
Yeah. No, nothing else matters.
Everyone in Chicago has died of COVID so far.
Fucking COVID bullets. God damn it.
I cannot believe when we were comparing, I said something to the effect of, at least they're not in Chicago or whatever, when we were talking about the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that I never thought to bring up Chicago. It should be called Chicago.
It sure as hell should now.
And Renee Zellweger needs to redo that movie. Chicago.
Renee Zellweger should never redo any movie.
Chicago with...
I got the reference, but she's a horrible actress. Yeah.
Renee Zellweger Jones? I know. I never saw the movie. I couldn't. I worked at a video store when that came out, and we had the preview on 8 hours a day.
Yeah, that was enough.
That was enough for me. So, where were we? Go by Zimbabwe and fucking... No, it was Madagascar.
Madagascar.
Yeah, buy his serum. I'll throw in one of mine for free.
It's COVID serum.
That's not what we were talking about. We were talking about something else. Something COVID-y.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Fuck you, COVID.
Yeah. The Trump administration has seized a cargo of 4 tankers that was supposed to be that was targeting for transporting Iranian fuel to Venezuela, and the U.S. has taken it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Venezuela and Iran. Venezuela and Iran don't play by the rules. It's good when this stuff happens to them.
Yeah. They say that the sale was arranged by a businessman, I'm not going to attempt his name, with ties to Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps,
Cool.
a U.S. designated foreign terrorist organization.
Yes.
They said, nope, fuck you. We're taking all of your oil or gas, Iranian gas. We're going to take all that. So what they did. So there's 4 ships transporting 1.1 million barrels of gasoline.
Those are not going to make it. Someone's going to smoke on the night shift and fuck that shit up. They're Americans.
It'll be the next big boom to happen.
They're Americans. That's what happens.
Yeah.
But good. Great.
Yeah.
Gee, isn't that convenient? Oh, oil prices are fucking $5 a gallon. All of a sudden, oh yeah, we got a bunch of free gas.
All of a sudden, just gas prices just plummet. Yeah,
Why?
no, we got a bunch of gas. It's all fine.
Why are you taking my gas? You're violating stuff against America. What stuff? Shut up. That's what stuff.
The quote from Iran's ambassador to Venezuela, he pushed back saying this is another lie and an act of psychological warfare perpetrated by the U.S. propaganda machine. The terrorist Trump cannot compensate for his humiliation and defeat by Iran using false propaganda.
Agreed.
Yeah, I love that. The terrorist Trump. That is beautiful.
100% agreed. It is propaganda. I don't know that Venezuela's ever done anything wrong to anybody.
No.
It's the worst place. No, it's one of the worst places on earth. It's in the top 5.
Yeah, I know that
themselves.
I know that nature fucking hates them.
Oh yeah.
Like really hates them.
Nature hates all those greedy poor countries. But yeah.
So
whatever. Good.
Yeah.
He's right. Trump's a terrorist. You suck. Your country sucks, and it's because of you, because you're a shitty, evil leader. Don't get me wrong. Isn't that Gerbangli? Isn't Gerbangli in Venezuela? I think he is.
I believe so.
You're a shitty man, and you do a shitty job at your job. That's why your country sucks. But you're not wrong about Trump.
Yeah. It just doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form because you suck.
No, yeah, it doesn't. It's not going to help your country, and you're still a piece of shit. Like, it doesn't matter who the president of America is. You'll always be a piece of shit. That doesn't change because of Trump. But you're right. He's a terrorist. So I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not you.
No, I figured as much. I didn't think I was a terrorist. Going over to Zimbabwe, there is a village. The Hwang village. It's the villagers in Batoka, Hwang, Metabelaland North. They've been given 4 months to vacate their communal lands that they've had since 1957. They're going to get rid of it, so they're going to establish a new township. And they're saying, "Get the fuck out! You got 4 months. Get the fuck out." That's it.
Whatever. Is it their property?
Get out. Well, it's their town.
There you go. Awesome.
So, not their town anymore. They said, "Get the fuck out." The only thing I'm trying to find is how many people are out, but I'm just not seeing a number anywhere.
Probably like 11.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to wonder if it's going to be very small, because if you're not even going to mention a number, that says a lot right there.
That's pretty cool. I don't know why that's not like allowed, but I guess no one owns cities or whatever, but you could. And I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's basically what gentrification is in North America.
Well, they don't just kick
in a smaller scale.
They just make it so you can't afford to live there anymore.
Yeah, they're a little more passive aggressive about it.
It's a terrible concept, but yeah, I think that should be allowed. Like property ownership, you should be allowed to just kick someone out. That should be your thing. You own that. That's your house. But that's not how the way the world works.
Yeah. Well, imagine this though. You own your house, and then all of a sudden somebody just comes in and say, "Hey, you got 4 months to get the fuck out of your house."
Yeah, but it's
why do I got to leave my house? Because we're gonna put something else here.
Yeah,
This is
but
my
it's
house.
the city.
I didn't sell you my land. Nobody sold the land to anybody. They just took it. There's
Did they own the land, or was it a lease, or what was the land deal they had? Maybe it expired.
It just says that it was established in 1957 by the Federal Power Board to accommodate people working on the construction of the dam.
And now that the dam is done, maybe it's no longer there to accommodate.
The plant was mooted 2 decades ago. What does that mean?
Okay.
What does it mean when it's been mooted?
Like mooted, like it's a moot point. Like it was mooted, it was stopped.
It was stopped, so the dam doesn't really exist anymore. Oh, okay.
That land was yours while you worked on the dam. Well, the dam's not being worked on. Land's not yours anymore. That doesn't sound unreasonable to me.
Then I just get the fuck out.
Yeah. If you were up going to build the Kinder Morgan pipeline, and then someone said, "Hey, you know what? Get out of this cabin. The pipeline's not happening."
Get out.
That seems totally fine to me.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. How about that?
I don't.
I just can't figure out why they're not giving a number. I just think that's just why wouldn't you put that number? Say just say no. Yeah, there's like 18 people are going to be having to move.
No,
Why don't
18 million
that
for
number?
all, you know.
Well, that's just it, right? So yeah. So there we go. So there's going to be a new town being built, and I mean, Lord knows if it's going to be some village thing out in the middle of nowhere. Lord knows the new place they're building ain't going to be all that shit on it anyway. So.
Oh no. But these people didn't like work all their lives and buy a bunch of land, and now someone's just marched in like Trump and said, "Oh, you can't have it. We're taking it."
No. Just the dam. The whole reason your thing was built, the dam's just defunct now. So
that does still happen though. And if this were one of those cases, I'd be grumpy about it. It happens right here in our country, where the king can just march in and take back his land.
Yep.
Or
Fucking
the
scary
queen
thought.
nowadays, but it happened to a friend of mine. I don't know what the official explanation was, but he bought an island. My friend's family. He didn't. We were like 12. But his family bought an island, and the government just came and took it. It's like, no, and they just took it.
Wow.
And then he didn't own it anymore. It's a very small island right here in Okanagan Lake.
That's insane.
They can do that.
That's fucked. No.
The feudal system never changed. You learn about it in high school as if it's in the past. It's not at all. It's still the feudal. It's exactly the same. You take a little parcel of land from the government. You're allowed to farm on it, but really they own it and they can take whatever they want from it.
Yeah.
It's never changed since the shit you learned in social studies. We have a prime minister instead of a king, and it makes it look more legit.
Yeah. Oh, they would never do that. Oh yeah, they still do.
Oh yeah, all the time.
It still happens. There's a guy in the town of Bindura in Zimbabwe. His name is Luciano John, which is his name. He's committed suicide by hanging himself with an electrical cord after basically it initially says here that there's after a misunderstanding with his wife over food. That is not what happened. Basically what happened was the guy works a really shitty job, makes no money, and he just couldn't afford their house and food. Like he just couldn't afford it. He was just running himself in debt, and he just couldn't afford it anymore. And his wife got sick as shit, and he came home one night, and she had packed up her bags and left for her mother's house. So right after she left, he fucking hung himself on an electrical cable.
And then what?
That's the funny thing. I'm still trying to figure out what's the point. I thought there was more to the story, but no, literally, that's the whole story.
Well, thanks for that.
Guy committed suicide because he couldn't afford it, and his wife left him. There it is.
That's probably happened 7 times since you read that.
Oh, exactly.
Happens all the time. That's just, and especially now, like, you just wait until all those evictions start happening down south. You are going to see suicide on levels you never thought imaginable.
We'll never know it because it's all going to be labeled as COVID.
Oh yeah, it's all COVID.
So we'll never see it. No, we won't. There has been a huge spike in threats against the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and related people close to him. Not family, but like other people in the government that are close to him. He's had 130 threats against him and ministers from between January and July. That number jumped from 100 threats made during the same period in 2019, so an extra 30 threats. But it's gotten to the point now where, like, there was a guy in July that breached the entrance of the estate where Trudeau lives. That just happened in July. Just happened last month.
Which is the Governor General's house, by the way.
Which is the Governor General's house, which Trudeau doesn't live there because he's living in Quebec right now at the fucking cottage. So there's that. And there's just been a few other ones. The Governor General Julie Payette, she is actually staying at the same estate as Trudeau right now.
Yeah, because it's her house.
Because it's her house. The Infrastructure Minister Catherine McKenna as well has had threats against her and everything else. So it's just good to see Canadians saying something.
Yeah,
and for the record, when they're saying threats, the bulk of this are people just yelling insults and swearing at them, just for the record. Because it literally states that right in here, too. That's the best thing about it.
I'm not on board with the threatening Justin. Justin's a piece of crap. You can call him names. I don't think you should threaten anybody. I don't think you should scare his children. I don't think you should involve his family like that. I think it's bullshit. We're better than that, Canada. Don't do it.
Well, they're not threatening his family. It's all directed specifically at him.
You have no idea what they're saying. You're not there.
Nowhere in anything on this does it mention if his family was being threatened. If somebody said, "I'm going to kill your fucking wife too," they would of course they would mention that because that would be he's threatening the entire family. It's all directed to him.
I still don't think it's right to threaten the leader of our country. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think you should threaten anybody. I think uttering threats, number one, it's a crime. Number two, it's unnecessary and stupid. And yeah, if his children are old enough to read what you just read, that's bullshit. Why should we have, like, families worrying about that? It's just like these fuckers that showed up at John Horgan's house. Like, what are you doing? He's still a human being. He's still a person with a family he has to go home and take care of every year. He's a piece of shit. He's a shitty prime minister, but whatever. He's still a dude. He's not threatening anybody.
But again, keep in mind, threats are just being insults. That's what the threats are. Nobody's threatened. Nobody's threatened his life.
Tell me exactly what everyone said. Tell me exactly what everyone in your article said. Word for word.
Do you know his life has been threatened? No, you don't. So shut the fuck up.
I'm asking. I want to know.
Nowhere, anywhere on this thing is it mentioned anywhere whatsoever about any threats to his life.
Well, you started with threat. Threat was the thing you started.
Threat was where it started as a description, and as I continued the conversation, as you fucking listened, I said the threats, when they all boil down to it, the threats are just people yelling insults and expletives.
Well,
that's it.
A stupid article, and good. Go yell at people. Yell expletives at everybody every day. That's not news. If he's being threatened, that's a thing.
The whole point of me reading this was to show the ridiculousness of Canada when it comes to, like, Trump. You have people threatening Trump's life on a daily, hourly basis. That's going on there. In Canada.
Threatening. You just started without reading the whole article, and then it didn't turn out to be what you wanted.
I can't put out the whole article in the first fucking word, Eric. I have to start off with exactly what I'm reading, and then I come out with, again, it says threats against the prime minister, but when it boils down to it, it's not actually threats. It's just people yelling insults. It's exactly what I said.
That's a great use of 10 minutes of our show. People insulted people.
Bitching me out for
it. You said threats.
Again, I read exactly what I read, and I clarified everything that I said. It starts off stating threats.
Yes,
and immediately after I said threats, it all boils down to this. I did. Don't tell me what I'm not fucking doing.
Okay.
So
someone in Canada insulted someone. That's what Gord's story is.
That's what the story is.
Podcast.
You want anything fucking more to do about this one, you can start pulling up fucking articles. I'm doing the best I can. Lithuania had... Oh, fuck, why can I never name that fucking country? Lithuania has banned Hezbollah affiliates. They're not allowed to enter the Lebanese Shia Hezbollah. Fuck me, this is tongue-tying. They're just not allowed to enter the country anymore.
That's cool.
You follow this, that's it. You're not allowed in. Israel's like, yay, thank you. That's awesome. Not sure how that's still allowed, but hey, whatever.
What's still allowed?
Well, Hezbollah is a religious belief.
They're a very militant religious group with a horrible history of terrorism.
Name a religious that isn't.
I'm not saying there is one, but Hezbollah is notoriously terror. They're not the nice Muslims. They're not the nice religious people. They're horrible, evil bastards, and everybody knows it. They can hide behind religion if they want to try, but their track record has proven otherwise.
Wasn't this the same? No. What was those fucking little bands that all the celebrities were wearing on their arm? Wasn't that for Hezbollah? No.
That was Kabbalah.
What was that for? Kabbalah. Very close.
Probably the same thing, ultimately. I don't know Kabbalah.
I have no idea what that was.
I know it's not like a nice, friendly, happy thing, and most celebrities, I don't think, knew what they were talking about. They just wanted to be like Madonna.
Yeah, because she was the one that started that, was she not?
No, she's...
Like, she made it the thing to do?
Yeah, maybe. A bunch of them did it all at once. It was like Scientology. But it's not... Kabbalah's not like... It's not like a cool, like, fucking hippie Neato religion. It's kind of crazy and weird. Hard to explain.
I've never actually looked into it. I have no idea what it does. But
Hezbollah, they're not like... There's no hiding it. They're not Shriners. They're fucking evil motherfuckers. And I think that's awesome of Lithuania to do that. There's going to be a huge war. Like Israel and I didn't think Hezbollah, but it could happen. I thought it was going to be Iran, but there's going to be a major fucking eruption of a war in that area between Israelis and these one of these Muslim groups.
Yeah.
And I think Lithuania is just being proactive.
Well, it's a 10-year ban.
Nice. Is
what they've done to actually get this thing going. Hezbollah was only founded in Lebanon in 1982. Mm-hmm. And it has ties to Iran.
Yeah, the Iranian Revolution.
82, that's it, eh? Huh.
Yeah, man, that's like Iran was a happy-go-lucky, friendly place until then.
Yeah, I remember seeing pictures of what Iran looked like in the 70s. It was fucking beautiful. Just looked like a quiet Canadian town. It just looked awesome. Yeah.
But nicer, and people were better off.
Yeah.
And then the Shia move in and fuck it all up in the name of goddamn religion.
Yeah, that's right.
Now all of a sudden, women like Iran was one of the freest places in the world. You could do anything. There was no women can't drive and all this bullshit. Everybody could do whatever the fuck they wanted. It was just a happy, cool place. And then all of a sudden, like overnight, women can't drive and have to wear hijabs and shit. It's like, what the fuck? No wonder they're so fucked up, like as a people.
Yeah,
overnight in our lifetime, things went from normal life like ours to what we see and think is weird. Like that's only happened since '82. Like
that's just crazy.
We think it's ancient, like tradition, Yeah, ancient as in the fucking 80s.
Man, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
Fucking 40 years ago.
Right.
That's it.
It's fucking... So no wonder they're so angry and fucking spiteful and shit. It's like... most of them are still alive to remember when their country was like ours.
That's fucking nuts. That's just insane.
And then you've got, like, America going in and bombing them every fucking 2 years for no reason. Like,
No.
what the fuck? In 82, we were the shit. What the fuck is going on right now?
Right? I could go out to nightclubs. I could go and just wear whatever I wanted, and I could just go and do things. I had a job. It was great. My house didn't have bullet holes in it.
And they were all pretty well off. Like, they were like middle class people, and now all of a sudden they're just fucking living in mud huts, and women can't drive, and they gotta wear masks, and this fucking craziness. They're like, fuck, I'm gonna shoot down a Canadian plane if this shit keeps up.
Oh, look at that. We already did that.
Why not?
Over in Mexico, in 2014, there was 43 students had disappeared.
Yes, I recall that.
Well, they're still gone. And so the parents of the missing students, obviously they want justice. They want their fucking kids back. They want to know what happened. The president now...
guarantee there's one that doesn't. There's one family that's just like secretly stoked. Like, that dude sucked, but I'm glad he's gone.
He was such a pain in the ass, that kid. Fuck.
Sorry.
We've saved so much money. Our daughter is doing so much better. The president, the now president, he the theory that he's going by is he thinks that the students were killed by agents of the then government, which, for the record, the government at that time said no, they've just gone missing. So,
and I like how that was just how much of this story have you heard on the news since 2013? Like, that was just the official thing. 43 kids are missing. The end.
The end. That's it. They've just gone missing.
Don't you have something more to say about that? No, we're good. That's all.
Nope. That's it.
What's
we're
the
gonna move
official
on.
explanation? The official explanation is now you don't see them anymore. What do you want from me?
Families are saving money. That's what you need to know. Get the fuck out of here. Move on to the next one. So that's a little that's it about that one. But yeah, so it's from 2014. They have no idea what the fuck happened, and nobody knows, and they're still not getting any answers. So the family's demanding justice, but you're not going to get it.
No, you will not. That's how Mexico works.
You should be thankful that your whole family has been wiped out by a drug cartel is what you should be thankful for.
Well, one of them knows what's happened to the kids.
Yeah, probably.
Whether the government iced them or the cartels did is one or the other. In Mexico, it's COVID or cartel. Or government. Like, there's only 3 ways to die in Mexico. You get killed by the government, you get killed by a cartel, or COVID.
Yep.
That's it. No one else ever. So go talk to them. They might let you know something for the right price. Everything can be bought in Mexico. All the answers you need can be yours for the right price. If you don't pay enough, you'll just get a bunch more lies. They've got fucking ATMs in the police stations. You get arrested, they walk you to the ATM, and depending on how much you have, that's how long your sentence will be. It's a fucking
is fucked.
Take all the cartels out of the like. There's a reason those cartels exist in Mexico. It's because the government and the police and everyone official was corrupt as fuck.
Yep.
You take all the bad people, like the criminals, out of Mexico, and you've still got the worst fucking corrupt ass government you can imagine.
Yep.
But we like Tijuana, so we defend them.
It's cheap for vacation.
It's not a good place, and those kids, something very, very terrible has happened to them. and that sucks. And the fact that it just in 2013, we're 2020 now, so for 7 years we just stopped caring. We didn't pursue that. That wasn't a thing we cared about.
No.
How was that not something? Why was that not front page news every day for 8 months like COVID? Where the fuck are the 43 kids?
Yeah. More children are disappeared from that one than have died from COVID.
Yes.
Just saying.
43 more, in fact.
43 more, to be exact.
Like, how is that something that we just, like, I actually sort of forgot about the story until you mentioned it. I was like, oh, yeah, what happened to those kids? Oh, nothing. Ever. But no one even pursued it.
Nope. Nobody's looking.
Fuck you,
Can't
COVID.
look because of COVID. Can't do it.
Fuck you. Yeah, COVID. Yeah, that's what they say. Oh, we stopped looking because of COVID. Wait a minute. It was 7 years ago. COVID started this January. Oh, no. We knew about COVID 7 years ago.
Yeah, COVID.
We just didn't want to scare people 7 years ago. So we didn't say COVID back then, but we knew. Fuck you. Fuck you, COVID. Fuck you, America. Fuck you, people who don't go looking for your 43 fucking kids. My God. What are those families going through? I don't. If my kid was missing, I lost my kid in Winters one day. It couldn't have been more than 3 minutes. It was probably a minute and a half, if even that. Lost my fucking mind. I was out of my head, insane for a week after that. She was gone for a minute and a half. I was still fucked up for a week after we found her. Can you imagine 7 fucking years? My God. Why isn't anybody doing something about that?
I couldn't. No. Couldn't imagine.
Start a cartel.
Oh, fuck. The cartel would be the least of people's concerns. Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Shit, I would do.
I'd make Frank Castle look like a Walmart greeter.
Oh, absolutely. I would go after everybody. I wouldn't even care anyway. I wouldn't even care who the person was. Oh, no. Do you know where my kids are? No. Are you helping me look for them? No. Then you die. Fuck it. Moving on to the next one.
Oh yeah. You would be. Actually, what was that movie with Liam Neeson where he did that? That was fucking dope.
Was that Taken? Yeah.
Yeah, his daughter goes missing or whatever, and he just fucking doesn't ask questions. He just kind of John Wicks it. It's fucking great.
My favorite scene in the movie is when he sticks the spikes in the guy's thighs and hooks it up to the fucking power. So brutal. Just turns it on. He goes, you know the thing about power? You get some of these third world countries, you flip the light switch on, it'll be 2 weeks before the power turns out. But here, that'll run until somebody shuts off the block.
Yeah.
I gave the information, you let me go? Who said that? Turns it on, stuffs it right in his face, and leaves. So good.
That was part of what inspired my little thing about I'll tell them everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I will talk immediately. But also on the flip side of that coin is like, if something ever happened to my daughter, if her and 42 of her friends went missing, your whole country would be coughing in each other's faces, begging for COVID.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the record, Eric, I will be right beside you through it.
I certainly hope so. Then we don't need your asteroid anymore.
No.
I will wipe out
you'll want
the
asteroid.
Population.
You will want the asteroid. It'd be less painful.
Oh, I almost want to do that just for these 43 kids. That's fucking 43 kids. My God, they were young too.
Yeah, just little kids, little children.
They were like, were they teens? Or
They're
were
preteens.
Preteen.
Yeah,
it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
I hate that you brought that up. I hate that that's pretty much the end of the show.
I do have one more.
My life.
I technically have two more. It depends on what you want to hear. There's one here that's in Ethiopia. The Ethiopian Human Rights Commission. Yeah, exactly. There's been in June 29th of this year, there was a shooting of a very well-loved musician. Hakalu Hundessa is his name.
That guy rocked.
Once he was killed, it sparked protests that have killed more than 178 people in the capital and surrounding regions. Over 9,000 people have been arrested. All based because of this guy being killed. I'm pretty sure this musician is not what he wanted. So well done. So yeah, there's the commission is worried that the government is returning to their iron-fisted tactics that used to happen in that country since they've reformed themselves over the last few years. But
since
so
President Trump reformed them. Thank you.
Yes. So it's just shit's going to hell, and there are tons of people going to fucking jail, and a lot of people fucking dying. Well, not a huge amount of people, but a bunch of people dying.
This is the equivalent. This is Ethiopian Bieber died, and they're fucking tearing their country apart over it. Like that. That is some protesting in your blood. When they're like, they killed Bieber, we gotta burn the fucking country down. What?
No.
There'll be another one next week.
Right. That'd just be a no. I mean, I'd probably throw a small party.
I just love it. Like I joke about the Canadian coup and what a hilarious thing that would be. But in these countries, they will fucking overthrow the government for like a pop singer gets killed. Oh, we gotta overthrow the government. What?
We gotta riot in the street for this. Why?
That has never once crossed my mind. Like not like a military overthrow of the government. Just like, oh my god, they don't sell Crispy Crunch anymore. We have to overthrow the government.
Burn the stores.
Like, oh, there's a funny meme of Jesus. Oh, that's it. We are going to kill the artist and riot for months. And overthrow the government.
And overthrow the government, of course.
Yes, we just don't do that. Like, animals. We are really... There's no denying Darwinism. Like, there's no denying we came from animals when people do shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. According to this article, which for the record is from Al Jazeera, so it should be somewhat accurate, they're saying that one of the people arrested was an opposition activist who police dragged from his bed in the middle of the night on July 8th as he slept next to his pregnant wife. They have been held without charge since July 8th, and since then he has contracted COVID-19.
Yeah, of course.
So, well done. But he did recover, for the record.
Yeah, everybody does.
That's
except
right.
for the dead ones.
So 7,126 people have been arrested in one community alone, or one city alone. They don't know how many have been charged, but said that files were being prepared on 500 of them.
Yeah.
On 500 of the 7,000.
They'll never be charged. They'll just rot in Ethiopian jail.
Oh, and that can't be fun.
And the two Michaels are trying to get transferred there right now.
Anything's better than where we are. The grass is greener on the other side, right? Isn't that what they tell us?
We'll help you find their 43 kids. You shut up.
Oh, man.
Why are we fucking worried about TikTok? Go get my Michaels.
Right?
TikTok.
Well, we aren't worried about
Where's
TikTok?
the fucking 43 kids? Find them and then worry about fucking WhatsApp.
TikTok. The fact that you're threatened by something called TikTok alone just says wonders.
The fact that you're worried about TikTok and not 43 missing children.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ. Give me my Michaels back, you sons of bitches.
Last thing I got actually comes out in North Korea.
I'm going to go good. That's good. You know it's happy.
You know it's going to be happy news. North Korea has been dealing with tremendous amounts of flooding recently. And one of the areas that's gotten flooded and is still continuing to flood is right next to a nuclear facility.
Are you sure that's not just Dennis Rodman tears?
It's very possible. But there's a U.S.-based think tank called 38 North. I have heard about them.
I have heard of them, too. I don't recall exactly why, but the name rings a bell.
I read about like 4 different major think tanks in the U.S. and one of them was just horrendous. I don't know which one it was, but nonetheless, they're just very, very worried that this could end up being have a major disaster on the likes of what happened in Japan.
So you could call this Tukachima, like Fukushima. Hey, I can market the shit out of your next nuclear tragedy. Send me an email. I will make it popular.
I'll make it a commercial and a meme.
Well, let me put your mind at ease, North Korea. Nobody's going to give a fuck unless your nuclear power plant has COVID.
Which it very well might.
So,
we don't know.
If it melts down and COVID gets in the ocean and there's some like fish COVID, then people will come and help you. But if it's just like a nuclear meltdown, you're fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you all start getting weird tumors and shit 20 years from now, there'll be COVID. Leftover COVID tumors. Have they stopped Fukushima from leaking yet?
No, that's still going.
That's just going. So good. Maybe you and Japan can work together on something there, Kim.
Figure something out.
Or just deal with it the way they did. Hey, is that done? Sure. Hey, do you have any COVID before we have the Olympics? Nope, none.
Don't have any here. We had one yesterday. We found it and killed them.
I remember Japan, though, because we were going to have the Olympics there. And they said, is there any COVID there? Japan said, no, there's no COVID. And I said, no, we're not going to do the Olympics. Okay, there's a bunch of COVID. we could probably use your help. Hey,
oops.
Is that power plant stopped leaking toxic shit in the ocean? Yeah, long time ago. Hey, what's all that toxic shit in the ocean? Oh, you meant that Fukushima. Nah, that's still bad. But
that's just fucking funny.
It's just fucking true. And everyone thinks the Japanese are the greatest people on earth. They're just shady as fuck. And we don't check on them because they're on an island. People can do whatever they want on islands, and we'll never go there and find out. Like Vancouver Island could be all kinds of nasty shit happening there. We'll never know because nobody goes there. Because island people are weird. And that's why Japanese people are weird. But North Korea, you're fine. You're okay.
Yeah. So just so you know, as of March 13th, 2020, the radioactive remains of the reactor buildings in Fukushima are still off limits, but areas underground beneath the plant remain extremely hazardous. Radioactive cooling water is leaking from the melted down reactors and mixing with groundwater. And this happened in, when the fuck did that happen? 2011.
Yeah.
2011.
Yep.
Fuck me, that's 9 years ago.
And
it's still leaking.
Yeah. And we're worried about COVID.
Like, when I lived in BC, they were starting to have fucking radioactive shit fucking wash up over in BC. Like, I mean, like, I don't get why. How did that just stop?
That's what we do. We just move on. You'll watch. COVID will happen too. You thought SARS got cured. Yeah, we just stopped talking about it. And then it was gone.
It just disappeared.
And that's how things happen in our world, apparently. What happened to those 43 kids? Don't care. That's not cool anymore. We're on to something more cool now. It's so fucked. Like, why? And then we act like we give a shit about anything. But we really don't. Because once we move on to the next thing, we forget about the last one. Look at that. Fucking Fukushima is still happening.
Yeah.
Like, just, let me say that again. For anyone new to the show, Fukushima is still happening.
Still 9 years exactly. Just over 9 years now.
Like, that's just, hey, how do you feel about COVID? Well, let me tell you how I feel about COVID. Fucking Fukushima is still leaking in the ocean.
Yeah.
You want to go eat some fish? No. Yeah, probably don't now. I think they're hoping for Godzilla at this point.
Oh, it's not going to make anything worse.
Let it leak. We need Godzilla. Because he'll fuck up everything. Like, he's your asteroid. Maybe Fukushima's your asteroid.
Maybe.
We're all going to die
Sure.
from Japanese radiation that's been leaking
Certainly.
for 9 fucking years, and we turned our back on it because of Trump and The Apprentice and fucking, I don't know, who else can I blame? Mark Burnett. Somewhere it's his fault.
Mark Burnett. Oh, that's funny.
All those shows are his fault. Fukushima. We would have been paying attention to Fukushima if it wasn't for fucking Big Brother.
Survivor.
Or, you know what?
It's just funny.
I think we need to devote some time to this Fukushima fucking thing, and thanks North Korea for bringing it up. Like,
Yeah, I am definitely going to look into that a little bit more.
and yeah, that's fucked up that it's still happening. And I wasn't like kidding when I said, I was like, that's still happening. I knew it was, but
Yeah.
just nobody talks about it. And that's the thing. Nobody, like, it's not even on anyone's radar that that's going on. Even when we were going to have the Olympics there this year, but then we didn't because of COVID. No one said, hey, should we not have the Olympics because there's toxic radiation leaking into the ocean for the last 9 years? No, that's fine. That's
No, it's fine.
That's bueno.
That's
Mucho
bueno. That's null and void. It doesn't matter.
How fucked are we really? My Lord.
Just goes to show.
That's
who's running this planet.
And somewhere along the line, I know Penn and Teller have something to fucking do with it. I know all this shit. Penn and Teller are behind some of it. I know it, and I will prove it somehow.
I wouldn't be overly surprised.
It's the only
They're
thing
crafty.
that makes sense. It's the Huawei chick and Penn and Teller.
And Mark Burnett.
And I don't know if Bill Gates and all these space dudes are involved somehow. Like, I think Elon might just be a distraction, and like Bezos and Gates have something planned. Like, maybe Steve Jobs isn't dead, and this is all like a weird techie thing. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, it makes as much sense as anything, so fuck it, why not?
You know what we need to do, and I mean this in all seriousness, we need to talk to Huawei chick. We need to fuck the extradition, fuck everything, give her full immunity in exchange for what the fuck she knows. I'm deadpan serious. Eric and Gord 2023, we exonerate her on everything, but she has to give us a full fucking confession of everything she knows is really happening.
Yeah, and we will not charge her for anything.
No, she's fully 100%. She walks clean, but she has to tell me everything about, because she knows this shit's her through and through. Yeah. All this started at the exact same time as her. All this fucked up shit. And no, COVID's not in 5G. I know it's not, but she probably started that rumor to distract us from whatever the fuck is in 5G. I'll tell you that much.
You think COVID's bad? You wait till you see what actually happens.
That woman is pure evil, and she scares the crap out of me. And I
because when a woman goes evil, that's more terrifying than any man, without a doubt.
She knows some shit, and the less we hear about her, the worse things get. Have you noticed that? You probably haven't, but think about it. The less we hear about her, the worse this gets. She is up to something, and I know it. Maybe the Mark Burnett thing's a stretch, but this chick is up. She knows some shit, and she's working very closely with people. Like, all this Epstein bullshit, all this stuff that's distracting us from what's really going on.
Yeah.
COVID's nothing. If COVID was a thing, they would have done something about it by now.
We would know somebody.
We would know somebody, but also they would do something about it by now. Whenever things are like really bad, they fucking fix them.
Yeah,
like this is obviously nothing, or we wouldn't be dealing with it 8 fucking months, almost 9 months later. They would have fixed it.
When it's not part of the plan. They make a solution, and they make it work.
And they do very quickly. They're good at it. Best engineers and scientists in the world. So COVID's nothing, and people have to realize that. It's a great tactic. It worked on all of you, but they're covering something up, and it's got to do with Huawei lady. I fucking know it. Mm-hmm. I'm just kidding about Mark Burnett. I just don't like his shitty TV shows, but she's in on it, and fucking Penn and Teller, I don't never trust those dudes. If they're not involved in this, they're involved in something. Like, they know what happened in 9/11.
Yep.
They do.
That too.
That's why that little fucker doesn't say anything.
he's known about 9/11 for 30 years. That's why he's kept his mouth shut this whole time.
Everything.
He knew it was coming. He knew it was coming.
She's up to something. Something is about to happen. I just totally did the Canadian about. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. Yeah.
Wow. I don't usually do that. I totally abooted.
You abooted in your house.
Stay tuned, kids. I'm going to keep working on this for you. I'm going to figure out why the fuck Fukushima is still going on, and we're worried about the sniffles. That what did Gord say earlier? 0.3 mortality rate at the moment.
0.02.
0.02
is the mortality.
You got a better chance of dying from this show.
Oh, much higher chance.
Like, Jesus, go back and listen to the episode we did about dying, ways to die in America. But the tree guy,
that was one of the best articles ever.
All fucking way worse than 0.3. Like, Jesus, you probably get toenail fungus kills more people than COVID, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I'm gonna do some research into this. This is something I need a new project for the show. And I think this is it. Figure out what Huawei lady knows about what's really going on. Because
in Fukushima.
In no world does it make sense that little kids can go missing and Fukushima can keep leaking, but COVID is the thing that ruins the world.
Makes no sense.
Mexican drug cartels run half that country from prison. The other half is run by a corrupt police force. Why is that happening? Why is that a country that we're negotiating free trade with? Like, how does that make sense? We just negotiated a new free trade agreement with the most corrupt fucking nation we can think of. That's just normal, and no one bats an eye about that. That makes sense, but COVID doesn't. We got fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Hell, Hezbollah is back. Hezbollah hasn't been fuck all forever. We annihilated them off the planet. How are they back? What the fuck is really going on?
Yeah, who did they really ban is my question.
And when I'm fed enough news to know that something in the Middle East is bad, I told you guys at the beginning of this year, Israel and Iran are up to something. There's going to be a fucking war. Now all of a sudden, there's a blast in Lebanon and Hezbollah is back. I'm good, but I'm not that fucking good. I've been fed information to distract me from a lot of craziness, but something bad is going on. And I swear it's Huawei chick. Like, I'm not the conspiracy theory type guy. I'm not saying it's some kind of weird fucking lizard people or anything stupid. But there's something fucking happening. And it's scary as shit. And it's going to get real this year. If this election even happens, like, how weird is it? Sorry, I don't want to drag this on for too long. We're already 2 hours. But how weird is it that people are already pretty sure Biden is going to win and not be president? Like, everyone's talking about it. Like, we shouldn't know that. No one's ever predicted shit like that before. That's weird.
No.
I don't, like, this election has pretty much been bought and paid for, it seems. Like, the results are already in, and the election doesn't happen for 3 more months.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but both sides, like the one side, Trump's side, are saying, of course Trump will win, it's guaranteed. And then the Biden side saying, oh, no, there's no way Trump will win. But you guys said that the first time and he still won.
Well, they have to say that. That's
yeah.
You can't not. Go ask Justin Trudeau who's going to win the next election. He'll tell you Trudeau every day of the week. You go ask Jazz Meat, who's... Oh, fuck, I could call him Jazz, but I can't call my friend Jazz. You go ask Jag Meat who's going to win the next election. You're going to say Jag Meat every fucking time. Yeah. That's what they do. this election could possibly not even happen. Like Trump's already he's already convinced it's tampered with.
And he's doing his best to stop all the mail-in votes.
Yeah, the mail-in votes are tampered with. How would you know? Why would you think that? There's no evidence that supports that idea at all.
Well, sure there is.
No, there isn't. Mail gets
the people who want to mail it in are the people who don't want Trump to win. That's
hundreds and hundreds of millions of letters are delivered every day, free, tamper-proof. Like the record is just about flawless. The mail is very rarely tampered with. The only election ballots that have ever been tampered with are tampered with at the collection place. They're not in the mail. It's after they arrive that they get tampered with. So it's got nothing to do with the mail, but all of a sudden he knows and people all know, oh, it's tampered. Like, it's almost like they're telling us what's about to happen. And then when it does, we go, oh my God.
Yeah, well, got to soften the blow somehow.
Yeah, but this blow is going to be bad because I don't think it's not Trump doing it. It's got nothing to do with Americans, I don't think.
I don't know. I have no idea. Like I said, my whole thing about one planet, one ruler.
I don't think that there
you
is.
Still have the individual countries in the sense, but it's still all run by one person.
I don't think it is, and I think Huawei lady
or one group.
Meng Wanzhang is gonna fucking tear us all a new one. We should have never talked to her.
No,
just
I think that's becoming very apparent.
I swear that she's something to do with this. I know it. I'm going to keep looking, or I'm going to get vaporized tonight in my sleep. And if that happens, then you know I'm right, and fucking run, Gord. Just run.
Great. I am not the running type. I'm fucked.
No, well, just change your name.
Briskly walk.
Are you the Gord who sharpens knives and does that show with that other guy? No, I am not that Gord.
Nope.
Well, hey, just listen to the show, man. They talk about all kinds of Eric and Gords. It's one of them.
Yeah. Let's go find them. Listen to the early episodes. They talk about them.
It's one of those Eric and Gords, not this one. Oh, fuck. How mean would that be? Oh, I knew there was a reason I brought those guys up. To scapegoat them later. Anyway, kids, this is weird. This took a weird turn, but I'm freaked out now. So if I don't die tonight, hopefully we'll talk tomorrow. I don't know. That's Gord's deal.
Yep. I believe we'll be talking tomorrow.
I didn't plug a lot of your shows tonight. I only did 2 or 3. I will tomorrow. I'll do every time Gord breathes, I'll plug another podcast. Until then, take care of each other. Worry about Japan and not COVID. Worry about Mexican children and not COVID. Worry about the fact that Mexico's run by criminals and not COVID. Just don't worry about COVID at all tonight. And fucking take care of each other.
Take a COVID break. Have a Kit Kat.
I was just thinking. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that lung infection.
Give me a break from that COVID, kid.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Fuck you, Mark Burnett.
Okay, hang on just a minute. I got 2 fucking millipedes I gotta kill. Hang on a second. Give me a minute. Motherfuckers.
Where's my outro? I haven't stopped recording yet.
You're dead. You're dead.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
There's no better feeling than grilling out, and there's no better place than Ace to get the best grill for you and your family. We have the hottest grills from top brands like Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Weber. And since our stores are locally owned and we're committed to helping our neighbors, we'll also assemble and deliver your grill for free. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their grills. Offer valid for Ace Rewards members through September 7th on grills and accessories $3.99 and up. See participating stores for scheduling or exclusions.